Hi everyone, how's it going? It's actually a bit late. It's 7:30 as I'm doing this, and normally everybody's in bed at this time. But seeing as it's the weekend, and I wanted to I did say that I was going to do a video. I think I said I was going to do a video later today. I'm not sure, but I thought I don't know, because I was doing readings today, so I thought I wouldn't have enough time to do this. But I think I should have enough time to actually show you the phone conversations between me and the police yesterday. So this is the phone call that transpired and that took place. It's in two parts. So I'm not going to draw this out. I'm going to play it for you guys to hear exactly what I said. So just to illuminate the kind of person that I am and how I operate. And this is exactly what we've got here.
For antisocial behavior. I woke up this morning and there's a family that lives above me.
Trigger warning. There's going to be a lot of the N word being used. Honestly, I'm going to be really, really frank with you. I haven't heard that word used so much or used it so much before these people got here. There are a lot of people that I've spoken to who are tired of me using that word to describe everything that they've said. And these family themselves have been going back and forth saying, why can't we say it? Why can't we say it? Knowing why they want to say it. I've never seen a bunch of people obsessed with one word this much. So trigger warning again, lots of racial slurs. I'm so sorry about this, but I have to tell them exactly what they've said, okay? But yeah, there we go, sorry. Let's proceed.
And it's usually the child, honestly. It's not really the adults. The child tends to refer to me as either the mad nigger or the fat nigger. And the adults,
Pause. It's not actually just the younger one, it's the older one as well. So I just want to clarify that it's both of them, but it's usually the younger one who gets obsessive and starts talking shit as soon as she gets the opportunity.
Do is they'll try and telling their children not to say that word while saying that word themselves. Which can, sometimes that can be weaponized conversation, and sometimes that could be genuinely just telling them, look, just knock it off.
Yeah.
But the adults like to make taunts as well. So there's the racial slurs. There's also there was one incident where dog mess was left on the stairs. Now both myself and the neighbors, we have to pass through this same hallway in order to get to our doorsteps, right?
Yeah.
And what happened was, I think the little girl stepped in it by accident, or somebody stepped in it by accident, but they left it there so that I would step in it.
Right. Okay. When was that they left the dog mess there?
It's difficult to say, but it was there for a few days because last Saturday I remember opening my door and there was the distinct smell of mess. And I just didn't know where it was coming from. I didn't think it was actually on the steps. But it was only when I saw it a few days later that I realised, dog mess was left on the steps. And I was walking barefoot up and down the stairs, so luckily I didn't step in anything, because if I did, it would have been on my feet.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I disinfected my feet as soon as I got in the house. Because
Just in
of
case.
the smell, I wasn't sure.
Just in case.
So luckily I didn't step in anything. But the little girl has basically left the dog mess on the step for me to clean it. And the mother was taunting from upstairs to me that she wasn't going to clean it up. So what I did was I reported it to my landlords, and then I cleaned it up.
Okay, so the mother was taunting you from upstairs, and she was saying, I'm not going to clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
What's been happening, I have to give you some clarification as to what's been going on.
Yeah.
What's been happening is that what they've been doing is harassing me. I've been going online to sort of vent, not really just vent, but to actually let everyone know what they've been doing, because the last time the police were over at my house, they refused to investigate the matter any further and basically let the children get away with it, saying that, oh, they're just children. But it's not just the children doing it, it's also the parents. So the last time the police were over here, they refused to do anything because, AKA, there wasn't any sufficient evidence. Not AKA, but there wasn't any sufficient evidence. So they refused to deal with it. So I stopped reporting it to the police, but they haven't stopped harassing me. And we've been having this back and forth with my social media. And it got to a point where I thought to myself, all right, let me just not complain about the social media anymore, because they're going to watch it anyway. So basically what I've done is I've given them permission to look at it, look at everything that I've said about them and everything that I've said about what they're involved in with regards to me. So I've given them permission to do that. So, they've been watching my social media, watching me vent about their behavior like months before. So this is basically what's leading to the sustained harassment. So it's a back and forth thing. It's not entirely just them making trouble and me doing nothing. I've been reacting to it and responding to it. So it's not just them. It's not just them doing nothing. Like, since November, it's never just been them taunting me and just, doing it, and I haven't responded to it. It's just that it's more likely to be them or the children that are targeting me with slurs and trying to make my life a misery more than it is me responding, because usually I try not to take any notice of them and I try to ignore it. But the more I ignore it, the worse they get. So
it's hard, isn't it, sometimes to ignore something like that, especially if they're making such awful, racial slurs. It is difficult.
It's not even just the racial slurs. They keep slurring my mental health, and I don't know why, because they're just as mentally ill as me. And the thing is that the thing with them is that what they will do is that if there's an opportunity for me to report my page for making fun of them, then they're going to take it and they'll report the page, right?
Right.
And also, on top of that, what they've also been doing is reporting me to mental health when there's no reason for me to report me to mental health. The thing that people miss, right, is that if you report to police or report to mental health a certain amount of times about a person, they have no option. At a certain point, the mental health have no option but to come over here and investigate the situation.
Yeah.
So the thing is, if these people keep reporting me for mental health reasons, based on stuff that's either 10 days too late or based on stuff that isn't happening, if they're doing that, then it diminishes evidence for me in court. Let's just say, for argument's sake, these people keep reporting me for sectioning, these people keep harassing me, and I keep reacting, and then it comes to a head, right? And then mental health steps in and they wrongly assume that I have paranoid schizophrenia. That affects my admissibility in court. It affects my claims in court. These neighbours know that.
Right, okay, yeah, I'm with you now.
And they do know that, by the way. If they've been watching my videos, they've been knowing that. I don't know about the kids. I don't know how informed the kids are about law. I mean, they're only kids, but the adults fucking know what's up. They've been watching my videos and they've been listening to me. They're listening to me right now.
I'll just take a few more details from you, please. Can I take your postcode?
Okay, 1 second.
Thank you.
All right, so that's part one. I'm going to get on to part two. Now, I get really emotional when I'm talking about this shit, because it's like, I've had enough of this shit. I've really had enough of this shit. But part two, let's go.
No, I'm currently unemployed at the moment.
Okay, no worries, thank you.
Yeah.
So these issues, they've been ongoing with your neighbours then? You said that you haven't reported to police in a while because you feel like you know, they're obviously not helping you, not doing anything.
Well, they're not,
to help the
they haven't.
situation.
The police haven't handled it well at all. So it's. I mean, there was one incident where one of the neighbours reported them for the amount of noise that they were making,
Right.
and the police came over, and you know they gave them a warning. But ever since then, it's just been carrying on. It's like it hasn't helped. If anything, it's gotten worse. Because I remember when I was sitting here, I was doing some, because I do alchemy, right? So I was doing some alchemical work, right? And on top of the taunt that I heard from upstairs of I'm not cleaning it up, this is a few days ago.
Yeah.
I heard her saying out of earshot, please get upset. Now, why the hell would you need me to get upset? Like, what exactly are you trying to do here? Bear in mind, right? This mother right here, I've already threatened her 3 times. I already wanted to start a fight with her 3 times, which is why the police came over in the first place. She lied to them and said that not only did she say that I only did it once, she said that I was only banging at the door. So she didn't actually point out to the police exactly what she was doing or what I was doing. I got so fed up in December of the taunts and of the lies, I threatened to kick her ass 3 times. She lied about that.
It's true, I did.
She lied about that. She literally lied.
If anyone's been watching my videos, you will know this is absolutely true. I do not play when it comes to this shit. No, you're not going to harass me for months on end and I'm just going to sit here like a patsy doing nothing. There's no way. There is no way.
Please, I'm the one who told them what happened.
Right, okay.
Hang on. Yeah, I think that's all we're gonna get. But I do have the stuff that I recorded it on, if I can just find it. If I can just find it, I do have the recording equipment itself that I recorded it on. Yeah, it's right here. So I can just play the rest of it. It's no problem. I just prefer to play it on the laptop for some reason, but I've actually got the recording right here. So what I can do, okay, let me just see. Right, so I've got the recording here. Hopefully it'll play. Sorry about that. I was trying to connect the Bluetooth with this right here, but it's not working. So what I'm going to have to do is just play it live and crank it up real loud so you guys can hear what's going on. No, I'm employed at the moment.
Okay, no worries, thank you.
Yeah.
So these issues, they've been ongoing with your neighbours, not helping?
It hasn't helped. If any, I do alchemy, right? So I was doing a few days ago. I heard her saying out of earshot, please get upset. Now, why the hell would you need me to get upset? Like, what exactly are you trying to do here? Bear in mind, right? This mother right here, I've already threatened her 3 times. I already wanted to start a fight with her 3 times, which is why the police came over in the first place. She lied to them and said that not only did she say that I only did it once, she said that I was only banging at the door. So she didn't actually point out to the police exactly what she was doing or what I was doing. I got so fed up in December of the taunts and of the lies, I threatened to kick her ass 3 times. She lied about that.
Right.
She lied about that. She literally lied to police. I'm the one who told them what happened.
Right, okay. So we're aware that situation happened, then you told, obviously.
Yeah, I told everybody. I said, look, I wasn't putting up with it. I threatened to beat her ass. And the only reason why I haven't done that now is because I'm trying to get evidence on everybody, because I'm trying to see if I can file a lawsuit against the landlords for intentional emotional abuse and also leaking confidential information, because all of this started because not only are that family racist, but the landlord... I'm sorry if I seem shocked at everything that I'm saying. And yes, I was planning to do all this,
But the thing that I tend to do is I tend to underestimate myself a little bit. Like I think I underestimate myself more than everybody else underestimates me sometimes. And sometimes when I'm looking back at the shit that I've said, I'm like, I can't believe that came out of my mouth. And it's not that I said anything fantastic. It's just that, like, I don't know what to say, so I just say anything. But what comes out is just like so on the ball. It's just like, whoa. But let me continue. Sorry. Landlords actually told them that I had a mental illness when it was not their place to do so.
Right, yeah, that should never have disclosed that to them, no.
And then on top of that, on top of the police not handling it well, coming back to that point, right, I told the police the truth. Before that even happened, one of them started banging on my door, acting like he was in a Steven Seagal movie, and I had to check him. How are you going to bang on my door when you don't even know what the situation is? And then I tell him what the situation is, and he's salty.
Yeah.
Unprofessional. The police haven't handled this well at all. Not at all. And then on top of that, I had a, you know, I think it was a few weeks after that, I had another couple of police officers come over here. One of them obviously anticipating that I'm going to start yelling at him because of that last police officer. But they were polite, they were professional, but they said they weren't going to do anything about it. And since then, the harassment has just gotten worse. And the reason why it's gotten worse, I'm sorry to be talking all over the place. The reason why it's gotten worse is because that family are looking for something that they can use against me. They've already been on my social media. They have plenty to use against me. What more do they need? Clearly, it's not enough. And if they're trying to get me upset to get proof of something, I can guarantee you they're not acting alone. There is no way that they're acting alone. I've been accusing them of something like a really major level crime that involves multiple people in the community. But let's pare that back for a second. Why do you need me upset to get evidence when you've already got evidence all over my social media of what I've been doing? Why do you need that? Why do you need that? That's A.
Yeah.
B, if you need to get so-called evidence on me in order to try and shift the narrative and say that I'm the one harassing you, if you need evidence for that, that means you're not acting alone. That means somebody else is helping you. Now that could be the landlords, or it could be another police officer, although as far as I know, that police officer that was dealing with my neighbour has already been taken off the case. So it might not be him. It might be my landlords that are behind them, telling them we need evidence on her so that we can evict her and we can preserve our reputation and make her look bad, because I've already got stuff on the landlords.
Yeah.
I've already got shit on them. Sorry for swearing. I've already got stuff on them.
Fabio, so tell me more about you said that they've been making some racial slurs. When did that happen? Can you remember?
This morning, but that was the kids though. That was the kids. It wasn't the adults. What the adults will do is either they'll genuinely say it out of frustration, not to me, but to like stop saying that word or stop like doing this. So there are times where they'll say that, and they'll say that out of frustration, like genuinely, like knock it off. And then there are times where they deliberately be weaponizing that word in a bit to try and annoy me, because that can happen.
Yeah.
That can happen. They can try and weaponize that word or weaponize their conversations in order to get a rise out of me. So, for example, if I don't like being called crazy or mad or a nigger or anything else or fat or anything else, then what will happen is that whoever is responsible for using those slurs, they'll turn around and they'll say, oh, we can't say the word fat anymore, or we can't say the word mad anymore. Take your pick. So basically, they'll lament that they can't say the word anymore while still saying the word. It's just a childish attempt to get on your nerves. So that stuff like that is what I'm talking about. It's mind games, constant mind games and gaslighting. And I've appealed to my landlord to get me a surrender tenancy form. Now, ordinarily, a vulnerable person wouldn't be given that because then they'd be homeless, right? And the council wouldn't be able to help them. But in this case, I cannot live with this family a second longer. I can't do it in fact, it's because of my mental health why I'm requesting a surrender tenancy form. It's not in spite of it. I can't have this
every single day, going on every single day, every single conversation. First thing I get up in the morning, fat nigger, dumb nigger, like, it's one thing to racially slur me. It's another thing for it to be going on every single day. And God, if they're willing to...
Every morning that you're hearing this.
Yeah, if you're willing to say that to me, it really begs the question, like, there are black children going to their schools. How are those black children being treated?
Yeah, it's an awful thing to have to hear, isn't it?
It's not, for me, it's like, I don't give a shit what they think about my race, just leave me out of your mouth. Why can't you just shut up? It just leads me to think there is something bigger going on, and it's not just them. It cannot be just them. It can't just be that family, because if it was, they would have been kicked out months ago. There is no way. There is no way. The landlords have to be involved. They have to be involved in this.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, right, you guys know that this is not the landlords, not just them anyway. Maybe it's a couple of individuals among the people who own the building and among the people who work for the relocation agency. You and I know it's a network within a network. This is way higher than some fucking backwater property management agency that aren't even good at their jobs. This goes way beyond that. Okay? But the reason why I do that is so that when it comes to gang stalking, the police can have a realistic idea to attach it to. If I explain to them the inconsistencies in the ways in which I have been handled as an individual, if I point it out, then people will start to understand exactly how gang stalking can happen. So that is why when I'm speaking to police, well, when I'm speaking to like mental health professionals, I bring up the gang stalking anyway, because I know they're going to try and paint me as paranoid schizophrenic. And quite frankly, as a medium functioning woman who can't really work, well, I can work, but it'd be very difficult for me to work because of the effects that trauma has had on me. To be honest, their lies helps me get benefits. So I tell mental health the truth all the time. I constantly tell mental health the truth. I constantly tell the doctors the truth, regardless of whether or not they think I'm delusional. Because if they put on paper that I'm delusional and making this up, then when I turn out to be correct, they could be struck off anyway. So it doesn't matter. Okay? They can be struck off anyway. So it's a win-win for me. If I tell medical professionals about Havana syndrome, it's a win-win for me. But police is different. Because it's special police that are actually involved, there needs to be a build-up. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the thing in London that I fucked up with. I started immediately accusing them. When the truth of the matter is, there are specific individuals involved, and the individuals involved are not always going to be the people that I'm going to be talking to. So this is why it's essential for me to kind of build it up, rather than starting off saying, this is a widespread experimentation into behavioral control and military weapons. And like, before I start with the whole shebang, I build it up. So that's why I'm explaining it to the police this way. It's logical. It's a logical thing to do, because nobody's going to believe this shit that's happening to us. It sounds like something out of fucking Enemy of the State. It doesn't sound real. It is real, but people need to understand how it can be real. So sorry, let me continue.
Yeah, and what I'll do, this will get sent down for officers to make contact with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this the best telephone number for yourself?
It is.
All right, okay. Are you happy for them to come and speak with you face to face, or would you prefer it over the phone?
Over the phone, please.
Over the phone, okay. Let me make a note. Prefer to be contacted, spoken to over the phone. That's absolutely fine. Okay. Do you feel like you need any victim support services at all in regards to what's been happening?
Yeah.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
What I'll do is I'll email you the details over so you can access them. There's just a website and a phone number, so you can have a little look at that when you feel like you want to. All right. If you do have any further problems with neighbours, please do contact us.
I've got so much that I want to say
So
after
we can
this.
look into this for you and obviously have a big picture with what's going on.
Okay.
If anything does happen there and then at the time and it is an emergency, then please make sure that you do call us on 999. So just keep your phone handy in case you need to make that call to us. Okay.
All right.
But like I said, an officer should be contacting you within the next few days or so.
Okay.
All right. Take care then.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. So that was the police recording. As you can tell, I was very upset. I didn't bring up the nonce thing. I will bring that up when the police call me back again. If they call me back again, I don't really care. I just keep it logged as and when, right? But I will bring that up if the police call me back and talk about it. I'll bring up the nonce thing. There's one thing I wanted to point out today, right? Actually, there are two things that I wanted to point out. This is not about the mum, this is about the aunt. First of all, she was talking about how I wanted revenge on that little girl. Second of all, this aunt came into the room above me and started shouting through the wall about how I wanted revenge on a 6-year-old. So apparently, this little girl is 6. Now, I'm going to be absolutely brutal in what I'm about to say next. I don't like those fucking kids. I think they're vile. I think they're malicious. I think the attention-seeking nature of children in general is taken to the nth degree in them and made them some of the most vile children I have ever had the displeasure of experiencing. But, and this is a big one, not only has the mother been influencing them to be that way, the aunt has been influencing them to be that way most of all, because the aunt's mouth is fucking reckless. She is the one out of the two adults up there who regularly come round. I know their names as well, and I wish I fucking didn't. Out of the two adults, the younger one, the aunt, is most likely to use racial slurs. She's the one who's the most likely to use racial slurs. She's the one who's the most likely to start kicking off at any provocation. And yet she has been the one turning around blaming her sister for everything that's happened. No, these kids are listening to you the most because you are the one who indulges their racist, xenophobic bullshit. You have contributed to this whole situation by being a loud, racist, xenophobic bitch. You want to talk to me about getting revenge on it? I don't want revenge on no fucking 6-year-old. How about we have a conversation about how you and your sister are raising that 6-year-old? Let's have that conversation. How the fuck do you leave dog mess on a step? Don't fucking clean it. And have this person bragging about it. How do you do that? What kind of values are you teaching that child? And you're so shocked, so surprised that that little girl has such hatred in her heart. She got that. Your fucking mouth put her in that situation. You want to talk about how this situation will affect her for the rest of her life. How this situation has had her feeling like crap about herself. How everyone hates her. You are the ones who made her like this. You made those children what they are. And see, this is the problem with this family. They want to blame everybody but themselves. Everyone but themselves. This whole thing started because of them. Because of this fact, this whole thing started because of them. I started laughing. The little girl got scared because her mum and her sister and God knows how many other people in her family have been talking shit about black people, about brown people, and about immigrants. So that child learned to be scared. Let's be clear. That child learned to be scared of people who were different to her. She learned that from you. And you are so fucking childish. This is how childish you are. You expect that just because you're quiet for one day, that you need a fucking medal for it. Whereas I can be quiet for 5 to 6 days and you'll be praying for me to get upset. Fuck you. How dare you try to emotionally blackmail me about children? How fucking dare you? After all the hatred and bile that you have taught those children. No wonder they don't respect you. You're a fucking hypocrite. And while you've got you literally telling this child, no, you can't call this woman a paedophile, and yet you've got no issue when I'm in the bedroom minding my own business, getting shit from my bedroom, you got no problem calling me a nonce from upstairs. The boy was right, you're a fucking loser. You are fucking losers, the both of you. Every single adult in that family is a fucking loser. All I wanted, check the videos. Check the fucking videos, because we all know you like to do that. What is it that I have consistently asked for? Since November, when I had to deal with your fucking ass. What did I consistently want to happen? I wanted to get the surrender tenancy form and leave. Not even kick you out, because you deserve to be on the fucking street after all the shit that you've caused, literally. You deserve to be on the fucking street with the rest of the fucking rats and fucking vermin. But what did I say from the beginning? I want to leave. I don't want a young family out on the street. I don't care how vile or racist or xenophobic that they fucking are. I don't want a young family on the street. I never wanted that. You are the ones who started with the racial slurs. You are the one who taught those children that in front of them. You are the one who keeps lying to them. You are the ones who don't take any fucking accountability for your goddamn actions. Leave me out of your fucking mouth. We would not be in a legal situation if any of you had any emotional control. We wouldn't be in this situation. But this is the thing, you have no control over yourselves. And when the consequences have to be felt, you make excuses. Everybody else is to blame. No, it is you. Don't nobody want revenge on no goddamn 6-year-old, it's you. And when I said murder, well, I don't give a fuck whose feelings were hurt when I said the word murderers. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if your feelings were hurt. It's the fucking truth. Do you seriously think I'm going to let that slide out of my mouth if it wasn't? And when I make reports based on things that are actually true, darling. Unlike your relatives, unlike your fucking, like the fucking Chuckle sisters up there. Don't you ever come for me. And if you wanna fight, you wanna talk that shit, get your ass down here. Don't be mean mugging, don't be doing none of that shit when you ain't about it. Come downstairs for a fucking confrontation or shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You are both losers. You are both losers, and you're teaching your children to be even bigger losers than you are. Because the thing about being an adult is whatever lies you tell yourself, that becomes the truth of the youth that you end up influencing. That becomes their truth. Any lie that you tell about yourself, anything that you pretend to be, that's what your children turn out to be. For real. There's a problem with the connection, but don't talk to me about revenge on children. When you are raising your children to want revenge for the stupidest shit. This whole thing started because I laughed, your daughter got scared because you were teaching her racist shit. You yelled at her that she was being loud about the fact that you hate black people, which I don't think you do. I think you're just fucking stupid, and that's why you keep using that slur all the time. I don't think you genuinely hate people of different races. I call you racist because of the words that come out of your mouth, but I don't think that you hate black people so much that you just can't. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. I just think you're fucking dense. But ever since that child called you out on your racism and you yelled in her face, that's when the vendetta against me started. She was spying on me in the toilet. She was spying on me it just got the obsession. And instead of you actually handling this shit like a mother is supposed to, doing more than just saying, don't upset the lady, they're not going to fucking listen to you. And especially if you're taunting yourself, like, what the fuck are you doing? Not only is the mother taunting yourself, not only is the aunt joining in, but you're putting the children up to it, and you expect to just switch that on and off like a tap when you know what children are like? How old even were you when you had these kids? I'm switching from the mother to the aunt, like aunt to mother, mother to aunt. I'm switching. But like, you get the picture. They don't raise their family right, and they want to blame me. I'm protecting myself. I'm protecting myself. Don't come to me and talk to me about no fucking revenge. You brought this on yourselves. And I'm not even suing you. I'm talking about the landlords. I've been saying this multiple times. You are not the center of the fucking universe. There have been other neighbors that have been fucking around with me. And the landlords have been fucking around with me. They are the ones that I'm going after, not you. And letting you get away with blue murder like this is part of them fucking with me. Although, I have to point out, they did warn you not to piss me off 5 months ago. I am sick of this bullshit. I'm sick of this bullshit. Leave me out your mouth. And let me live my fucking life. And if you really care about your children that much, raise them correctly. Have some control over your own fucking emotions and raise them correctly. Stop fucking blaming me. I know there are certain things that I've done that haven't been good, that haven't been a wise thing to do when it comes to setting a good example for children. I understand that. But I am not their mother or their aunt or their grandparent. Fix the fuck up. Right. And that's all I have to say on that. Is there anything else I can add to it? Well, I've asked the landlords to give me... Okay, I'll show you guys if you don't already know. I'll show you. When it comes to the landlords, I said, I want the surrender tenancy form or I'm going to sue you for it. Now, I don't know if it's possible to sue somebody for that, because I was going to leave and have the lawsuit prepared anyway. I can just make this a part of the lawsuit when I get out of here. If they really want to drag it out, I can just make this part of the lawsuit anyway. It can be part of them intentionally causing emotional distress, landlord abuse, landlord neglect. It can be part of that whole shebang anyway if they really want to play games, if that's what they really want to do. And I'm going to be representing myself, yeah. And there's every chance that I'm not going to win. Like, I'm a gang stalking victim. When's the last time you heard of a gang stalking victim successfully winning their case and getting properly compensated? And you know what the landlords are probably going to do? I'm probably giving them ideas. But you know what they're going to do? Because these people like to stash their money and shit, what would probably happen is that if I let's just say on the very, very slim chance that I went to court with them and I won, they'd probably drag it out and like try to pay it in installments and kind of only pay a part of the money before a certain statute, a certain time runs out. Because that's what was done to another TI. Another TI, was owed a lot of money, but there's a certain limit in which the debt is written off. There's a certain amount of time in which the debt is written off. So even if there was a chance in winning, I will probably only get a part of that money before the time ran out or something, or I'd have to make it another court case getting that money back. So even if I won, there'd be a lot of things like piled on top of it if on the very slim chance that this went to court and I won. So for me, it's not about winning. It's about making a statement. You are not going to come after me and think that it's not going to, backbite, or bite you in the arse in some way. It's going to bite you in the arse if I have anything to do with it. It's not about winning. It's about sending a message. Do not come for me. I will bite you square in your arse. I will expose all your shit. Do not mess with me. And if this was some ploy to get information out of me, all you had to do is watch my other fucking videos in order to get some clues as to who I really had beef with. But like I said, these people are fucking stupid. Anyway, no, I keep saying I'm going to go, but there's always something on the tip of my tongue. I just want to point out, right, that racial slurs are disgusting, and I get that, but for me, this was never about a racial slur. I've heard that word so many times. It's like, it's never about that. It's about people that want to pour hatred on you for existing. Like, what the fuck does my life have to do with you like that? Like, I just, I like being a black woman. I like being who I am. I like being what I am. I think what I am has a lot of advantages. But I just don't understand why people are so obsessed with trying to bring you down all the time. It's disgusting and ridiculous. And then when you defend yourself, they want to turn around and blame you. Like, no, try and villainize you with their shit. No, we're not going to have that. It's never about the slurs. It was never, and they know that. They are obsessed with that word, not me. They're obsessed with using racial slurs, not me, because that's their only form of power. When you're fucking dense like that, now let's be clear. Intelligent racists, disgusting and abhorrent as they are, they'll find a multitude of different ways to diminish your race or diminish your status without actually using slurs. Racists are psychopaths, don't get me wrong, but intelligent ones, they know how to cuss you out without using the same slurs all the time. These people are fucking stupid. And they feel powerless most of the time. And when I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you guys. When you're poor white people, sometimes you feel like the only power you really have is to be a racist prick. Well, that's for those who do use racial slurs. There's a lot of working class white people who don't. In fact, working class white people are probably the least racist out of all white people. But we won't go there. But for some working class white folk, they don't believe the things that they say when they're being racist to people. It's just that using racial slurs is really their own form of power. The only form of power is really just bullying someone else over the color of their skin or where they come from. When you're dealing with people who are really powerless, probably uneducated, and aside from any educational, probably really fucking stupid because they don't expose themselves to anything other than other people's business, The only power they really have is a slur about somebody's race, about somebody's fucking disability, about even somebody's gender. When you feel like you have no power, that's the first thing you're going to lean on. People being different to you. And the fact that they're so obsessed over the N-word, it says a lot. Says a lot. It says a lot. That's not fucking power. That's insecurity. That's insecurity and weakness. Now whole family's weak. Weak cowards. I don't like it. I don't like that. Because the thing with me, I'm not just an internet warrior. If I got something to say, I'll say it to your face too. I don't business. I'm not just no internet warrior. I will say the shit. I had a fucking police officer banging down my door. He left with his tail between his legs. Because I don't fuck around like that. I don't respect that. Take accountability for your actions. And stop blaming everybody else for your shit. Anyway, that's it. And I really do mean that. That's it. I'm not saying anything fucking more because I've got shit to do tonight. And I've got to wind down, relax, take a load off. I'm not ranting anymore about this fucking, I'm not doing it. I'm so sick of talking. Every fucking day it's always about other people. I'm sick of it. Anyway, I love you guys. Take care. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that art up there. You know, I heard her basically say about the 6-year-old thing and then pointing out to someone else that I'm not upset. I just fucking, I can't handle this shit. But I gotta go. Bye.